She came to sell her childhood memories, but found a love that changed everything. He was a lonely gardener guarding the secrets of this place. She was a city girl who forgot what real life was. Subscribe to my channel and like it. The autumn air was thick with the scent of wet maple leaves and sad memories. Alina stood before the creaking garden gates that she once called paradise. Now it was a kingdom of weeds and decay. After her grandmother's death, she inherited not only the old house but also this neglected garden, the last fragment of her carefree childhood. Her plans were clear: appraise the property, sell it to the highest bidder, and return to her clerical job in the city. She didn't plan to meet him. He appeared quietly, like a shadow among the bare branches. A man with grey eyes that knew every stem in this garden, with sleeves rolled up to his elbows, revealing hands covered in scars and earth. "You must be Alina," he said without attempting to smile. "I'm Matvey. Your grandmother allowed me to care for the garden." Alina looked at him skeptically. "Care for it?" she asked with unconcealed irony in her voice. "It seems your care ended with her." Fire flashed in his eyes. "For 10 years I've tried to save what could still be saved. But trees, like people, can't live without care. They grieve." Their first argument was brutal. He was a dreamer who saw a soul in every stem. She was a pragmatist who saw only losses. He spoke of revival. She spoke of demolition. Alina began sorting through things in the house, trying to ignore Matvey, who continued his garden rounds like a ritual. But one day, when rain caught her by surprise, she wandered into his modest greenhouse leaning against the back wall of the house. There she saw a miracle. In the middle of winter, under a glass roof, her grandmother's last rose garden was blooming. Dozens of bushes, pruned with incredible care, preserved life while waiting for spring. "How?" was all she could utter. Subscribe to my channel and like it. Matvey stood in the doorway. "They are waiting for her. I couldn't let them die." In that moment, her wall of confidence cracked. She started spending time with him. First it was short coffee breaks on the veranda, then long walks through the garden during which he told stories of every tree. He showed her the place where he and her grandmother planted an apple tree when Alina was 5, told how the old oak survived a storm. He taught her the language of the garden, the whisper of leaves, the fruit of the earth. She, in turn, shared with him her dreams that she had buried under piles of bills and reports, told how she once wanted to be an artist but chose a safe path. One evening, as they sat by the fireplace, their fingers accidentally touched over a cup of hot chocolate. He didn't pull his hand away. Neither did she. "You've restored not just the garden, Alina," he whispered. "You've restored me." The kiss was tender, slow, like the first spring dew. It was filled with promises and hope that they both thought was lost. Subscribe to my channel and like it. Alina and Matvey's relationship blossomed like the first spring flowers. They worked together, day after day, reviving the garden. He taught her the art of gardening, and she opened his world to things beyond the garden fence. They found strengths in each other they never knew they had. One day, Alina received a letter. It was an official offer to buy the garden for construction of an elite cottage community. The amount was insane. This was a chance to start everything from scratch, without worries and obligations. She showed the letter to Matvey. His face darkened. "It's your choice," he said simply. "I always knew you would leave." But Alina was no longer the same woman who arrived here in autumn. She had seen the garden come back to life and realized it had revived her too. She saw how Matvey looked at her, not as a temporary guest, but as part of this place, part of his life. Subscribe to my channel and like it. "I'm not selling," she said, looking into his eyes. "I am staying." That night, their intimacy took on new profound meaning. It was not just an expression of passion, but confirmation of their choice to be together. In each other's arms, they found the home they had been searching for all their lives. The next day, they began building their shared dreams. Alina used her knowledge to transform the garden into a place open to people, a botanical garden with workshops. Matvey became its heart and soul. A year passed. The garden, once neglected and sad, was now full of life, laughter, and flowers. One summer evening, as the sun was setting, painting everything golden, Matvey brought Alina to the old oak tree. "Once you said the garden revived you," he began, holding her hand. "But it was you who revived me. You taught me to love again, to believe, to hope." He knelt on one knee and took from his pocket not a ring, but an old key. "This is the key to this garden, to this house, to my heart. Be my wife, Alina. Let's build our eternal summer." Tears of happiness welled in her eyes. Her yes was lost in his embrace, under the rustle of leaves and birdsong, in the garden that had become a symbol of their love, a love that blossomed among ruins and gave them new life.